cannibalism is not illegal in the United States, with the exception of one state.
What?
The only state in the United States where cannibalism is illegal is the state of Idaho.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I am not leaving my house today.
White people have always indulged in cannibalism. They ate their slaves, and they ate black people that were free after the Emancipation Proclamation, after lynchings.
Shalom. First and foremost, I give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught me this truth. Peace, blessings, salutations, and mercies to the elect and the one-third remnant out there listening and doing this word with all faith and sincerity scattered amongst the nations and the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom, Lord willing. This video is edifying. It's going to be centered around the video that you see on screen. And, Esau in his mind really thinks that he got away scot-free and that he won't be punished for the things in which he has done and continues to do to so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay. Now, this video in particular is talking about how Esau had a thing for cannibalizing Jake, right? So after the mutilations and the torture and ultimately the killing of so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men and women, he would then feast on them. And we, look into the history of certain holidays, in particular Thanksgiving, right? That is a fact. That is a known historical fact that the Pilgrims feasted on the carcasses of so-called Native Americans, which are the biblically known as the tribe of Gad, the Gadites, right? And they celebrate it, and to this day, that holiday is a American staple. Okay, and Jake, is one of the biggest participants in it, not comprehending the history and what it represents, right? And quite frankly, if you told Jake, they not finna stop doing it. You know what I'm saying? Jake has been completely indoctrinated for a very long time now, and only thing that's gonna get them out of that is the destruction of this society. All right, and then in turn, what's going to coincide with that is the death of a lot of Jakes. All right, because they can't seem to understand. You got niggas out here who will still tell you, right? Sit back and argue you down about Esau with having the ability to be saved and taking part and receiving a portion in the kingdom of heaven. For one, not a single heathen is going to have a portion in the kingdom of heaven. And especially not an Edomite. After this, right? After this, ingesting their essence and soul. Right? So you got Edomites cooking Jake, eating Jake with hopes of dancing better. Right? Hopes of being able to sing and move like Jake. And having the swag like Jake. Madness, man. And here it is, there's books and everything written on it. And Esau sit back and tell you still, nah, this wasn't a crime against humanity. Right? they're not deserving of any type of reconciliation for what we did to them, right? But we ain't looking for nothing from Esau, man. Okay, this is Psalm 71:4. Deliver me, O Yahweh Shemel Shah, out of the hand of the wicked, out of the hand of the unrighteous and cruel man. Right, this man has been nothing but unrighteous and nothing but cruel, to say the least. Right, and we need deliverance. The Lord is coming to deliver. Yahweh Shah, Yah meaning He, Yahweh Shah meaning deliverer. We need to be delivered. Esau don't need to be delivered. Okay? Elam don't need to be delivered. They have theirs. They have their portion. They have their lot. Okay? Moab, Ammon, what do they need to be saved from? Okay, you look at these heathens, man, they got it made. None more so than Esau, but collectively they all chilling, man. All right. Yeah, they are, going through certain plights, but it's nothing compared to the status of Jake. Right? These nations were all complicit in it. Here it is. You got books like this out and more information out there detailing the things that they used to do to us. Right? And according to the book, it stopped in 1970, allegedly. Right? Ain't even 60 years ago. Right? But, Jake don't think, Jake think things have changed. Right? Esau will tell you, oh, that's so far in the past. Right? We can't figure out who to give it to. Right? We can't pinpoint who the descendants are. Any old excuse to come up with a way to mitigate what he's done. All right? And he'll sit up here and say this isn't a crime against humanity, according to his own laws and legislation. And these nations are complicit because when these things are going on, where were they? This is Micah 3:3, who also eat the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces, as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. Right. So they were literally cooking, Jake, and feasting off our flesh and our children's flesh and our woman's flesh. Right? Having suppers and dinners, and Jake is on the menu. Exquisite cuisine, right? Madness, man. It's sickening, man. You should be, fuming, right? And then these devils got the nerve to look at you like something wrong with you, got the nerve to try to call us racist and try to say we worse than what they were. Just, straight up bullshit, man. And did they, where's the judgment on them? Where's the lawsuits and, where's the crackdown on them? Okay. Esau tried to, claim statute of limitations. Right? Well, the Lord don't have that. See, the Lord remembers. Okay? The Lord remembers, man. And he ain't gonna let that slide in no way, shape, or form, man. And guess what? We're constantly reminding him with epistles like these, man. Reminding him of what they did to us. Okay? And they hold themselves not guilty. Right? Sit back and act like there's nothing wrong with what they did. Sit up here and say that they civilized us. Right? We should be grateful for what they did to us. Fuck that, man. This is Nahum 1 and 3. Yahweh Shema Shai is slow to anger and great in power and will not at all acquit the wicked. Yahweh Shema Shai hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. Right. The Lord's not going to quit you. Okay, that's why those thermonuclear missiles are sitting there waiting to be used, and they will be. Okay, and they're going to be used to take Esau Edom out of power. All right, and he's going to go from riches to chains in an hour. All right, from elite to peasant, slave class, perpetual slave class, up until the point of extermination. There is no mercy for Esau, man. If you sit up here and you even got the nerve to fixate your lips, even if you have the thought to think it, even if you thunk it, the Lord ain't with you, man. How dare you? You know? You gotta be a goddamn coon to sit here and think some shit like that, to even be offended by brothers going in on this devil like that, man. You know, the Lord he's going to give us power over Esau, man. All right. And Esau has a judgment that no other nation has ever received before. And that's extermination. And that's for a reason. This is Ezekiel 35 and 5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. Right. Even up until this very day, man, to this moment. Okay. This whole system is structured against you. And then, you try to sit back and act like, everything's okay now, but he throws stereotypes at you. Right? You sit back and try to, put you in a box because of your lineage, where you descend from, and he does it naturally. Right? You tell them no, all of a sudden now, your tone and you're an angry black man or woman. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sick of this shit, man. And the Lord is, it's about time, man, that he turned the tables. That's why these things are happening in the earth, because that's what's happening. Okay, the end of his kingdom is the beginning of ours. All right, so we're getting ready to inherit the earth and everything that's in it. Therefore, as I live, saith Yahweh Shema Shai, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Right. So the same things in which you imagine they're going to be done unto you, but we're not going to be eating you. We ain't going to be doing no sick, twisted shit like that. But guess what? We're going to get you back, and we're going to get you back good. All right. You are gonna know. You are gonna feel it. And whatever the things you've done to us, we're gonna do unto you double, but in righteousness. Okay. So with that, all praise and glory to you. How about Shemel Shabbat Shem Rakakwadash Wa Abba Babal DTA and DTN.